Hi, everybody, and welcome to another special, exciting episode of The Cousins. I am
Woo!
here with my family. I feel like it's been forever, but we was only off for 1 week.
Right.
Um, how's
I
everybody
agree.
doing?
I'm
Life.
doing okay. Some of us are tired.
Yes, I can look. With some of it's been one of those weeks. We're gonna have a fun and light episode today. We're not gonna play games like last time, but we still got some fun stuff that we're gonna do. I think we're gonna do the games. We're gonna do the games once a month though, because that was a lot of fun.
Okay. That sounds like
Um, but speaking of games, I have been playing. Y'all know I love video games, obviously.
Yep.
Um, Jerry? Have you been playing Elden Ring?
No, I ain't really been on it in a minute. The kids keep taking over my system. So, but I did try it. I liked it.
That game is stressful.
What's it called?
It's called Elden Ring. It's like it's hard. It's, and there's another game. I think even because I learned my love of video games from my mama, and there's this video game called Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion, and I'm like, I want to buy that for mom.
Turner Boy called Tax Evasion.
Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion. It's cute.
Are we live?
Yeah, we laugh.
Okay. Have you seen? I watched something on Netflix last night. Came out a couple years ago though. I ain't never seen it till now. About the only person who ever won the Price is Right, the one
Oh,
the
I saw that. I wanted to
exact
watch
dollar
that.
amount for.
Yeah, I wanted to
Uh
watch that.
You never seen it?
uh.
It's a
Man, you
guy.
gotta
He
watch
made
it.
a
It's
whole
crazy.
algorithm.
So the
Yeah.
dude was like good with numbers, and this was back in like the 80s, and he was going for like 30 something times. He wasn't the one who actually won the double. He helped the guy win the double. I mean, to the exact bid, and because he was exact numbers, they was like, well, something ain't right. He must have cheated or something. So they was about to try to do an investigation on and all this. But the crazy part is, if you look at him, you go see him read his lips like talking to somebody. He was talking to his wife, and his wife was sitting next to the guy who good with numbers. And he gave him the exact dollar amount, like 26,743. So they was like, "You got the exact number. Like, how the hell does that never happen?" So they was like stuck behind it. But he did acknowledge the fact that the guy actually gave the information. He tried to make it seem like he was just like studying the stuff.
Hi,
You gotta watch
Tanika.
it. It's crazy.
What's
What's
the
up, Tiffany?
name of it?
what up, Tanika and Jackie?
I
Open
gotta.
your
I forgot. I
hey.
gotta look it up.
Hey y'all.
Hey,
Hey. It's on Netflix. It's
What you got on a sombrero dress or something? What the hell is that? Oh,
Here we go.
He's starting already, y'all.
Well, hello,
Hey,
son. Jackie said, "Hey." I was trying to take a nap.
So listen.
The
So
that why
sun is
your breath
today,
out.
sound like
our
that.
topic. So our main topic on today is actually before we get to our main topic, let's talk about what we did last week. Did everybody have fun on our game night?
that was last week.
Well,
Thank you. We didn't play last week, thanks to somebody.
we didn't have to do that.
he
Somebody
got his
wasn't
wig
feeling
messed
well.
up.
We didn't have to do that. Our last show. Did y'all enjoy the game night?
We
Yeah,
did.
We
Yes,
did.
that was
It
fun.
we
was
have fun
wonderful.
every time we play. We on here.
So I think that I was telling. I think that's something we should do. Once a month, have us a family game night. Pick some things out. I bought some games. We can't play them on the stream, but next time we all get together, got some games
Mm.
we can play. But
Play different games or
yeah, they're different games. I have one game. It's called Coup, and a friend of mine is the one that told me about it. And the way that it works is like everybody picks these two cards, and the two cards have roles on them. So you can be like the one of them is like the Contessa or the assassin, and they let you do things, but not everybody knows what your role is. And so you like the goal is to like get everybody else out of the game by doing stuff. And the if you so say I'm like I assassinate JR. If JR can either take the assassination and he loses one of his cards, or he can say, you ain't the assassin, and then I have to prove that I'm the assassin. And if I don't, like if I'm not, then I lose one of my cards. But if I'm actually that assassin, he still loses one of his. So like it becomes this thing where you gotta like try to be sneaky about what you're doing. Yes, Jackie.
We have to acknowledge somebody.
Tanika?
Tanika, yes, is trying to do the lock game.
She better wave her hand a little faster.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody.
Look at
Right.
her. Look at her hair.
I thought those were cornrows, girl.
You
She's
said
doing
what?
locks.
You
What
doing
you say?
locks?
What's
Yeah, I'm
that?
locking my hair.
Well, all right, I'm here for it.
Listen,
Thank you.
this
Welcome
ain't
to the lock game.
Shanique was boom boom hairdresser, okay? Nobody care about your hair.
Listen,
JR,
I wasn't expecting
hush.
her to still have it in, so I
Hush.
had to acknowledge it because she got it done.
Nice.
Well, I'm good.
I'm still rolling with it. I'm still rolling with it.
It was
for
about
now.
time. We proud of you.
JR, I don't have time
Yeah.
for your shenanigans tonight.
Now, what was you
I
I don't
saying,
know what.
Jason?
Listen, so Tanika, if you don't have time for JR shenanigans, I don't know why you're here because that's all we're gonna get.
JR just mad because can't nobody lock his skin.
First
He's
of all, I
bald.
just cut my hair because bald is beautiful.
He's bald.
No,
Ask
you
Jada
cut your
Pinkett.
hair because you didn't have a choice.
Ooh.
Jada Pinkett.
I'm going back on mute now.
Petty.
All right. So our actual topic today I want to talk about is so y'all know that Blackish just ended. And Abbott Elementary just finished their first season. And it got me to thinking about like what black sitcoms growing up, you know, really kind of resonated with us or we saw ourselves in.
Living Single and A Different World and The Cosby Show.
Hold on, nigga. We didn't ask you to name all the black shows.
Listen, those
I
are
didn't
the
have
ones
time
that
to watch TV. I was in church 7 days a week.
You a lie. Because
No,
look at you
she
now.
right.
I like those TV shows, and honestly, I still watch them till this day.
Well, the Cosby Show, it was cool to watch, but it wasn't really believable. My parents wasn't doctors and lawyers, so I couldn't relate to it.
I mean, the Cosby Show is in my top 10, but it ain't really the one that got me that like not even that I saw myself in or really that resonated with me in a way that like I'll still watch it. And anytime someone talks about shows like those kind of shows, I always bring it up. But like Good Times, and I think partially I have Michelle to thank for that.
I said that's before your time, though.
It is,
Right.
but
Oh,
I
Lord.
think Good Times was just that show that like.
You know what our life was like? Sanford and Son. That's what our life was.
We got thunder and lightning over here in our area.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
just
but
making.
the Jeffersons, you had the Jeffersons where we was moving on up.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
See,
Yeah,
the
that's
Good
true.
Times was us. Look, Good Times was us, you know, when we were poor. And then you moved on up to the Jeffersons. And then from the Jeffersons, you went to the Cosby Show. And then from Cosby, I mean, if you look at it, the Blackish sort of kind of and Cosby sort of kind of mixed together. The only difference is Blackish did more today's subjects and stuff, when they talked about Juneteenth and they talked about the voting thing, you didn't get that out of the Cosby Show. I think the Cosby Show kind of depicted that not all black people are poor.
Right.
Right. I think my issue with the Cosby Show, and you're right, Candy, we did have the Facts of Life. Tootie was out here doing her thing.
Different
Hold on,
stroke.
because The
Different
Facts of Life
Strokes.
was mostly a white show, though.
It was, but you had Tootie.
She was the only black person on the whole show.
She was running the thing.
She held it down.
She held it down.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kim Fields. But
She was the star.
But if you I look at it's the only problem that I had with the Cosby Show, and as it's for its time, I think it was needed, but it wasn't realistic to me in the way they handled conflicts, in the way they to me, Good Times was more realistic in how it handled conflict. Yeah, they were always struggling and there was always something going on, and James couldn't keep no job and JJ was being ignorant and all of that stuff,
and he was good for taking his belt off.
Right. But it was always it felt more grounded in reality than
Cosby Show was soft parenting that you like.
Oh Lord, we're back.
Are we gonna do this? Listen, is this what we're gonna
do? No, but what you gotta
realize
is that during those times, each one of those black shows depicted a time in in the black community. Good Times, when it came out, black people struggled, and you didn't see too many people that they was either struggling to keep a job or they was like Sanford and Son. You had one drunk. Everybody has one drunk in the family. I'm sorry. You say what you want. Everybody had one drunk, and you had one that was trying to keep it together. But and it was just during the times. Sanford and Son and Good Times were struggle times. But then when you came up, it's like everybody thought that all black people struggled. And so when the Cosby Show came out, they showed a side where, black people did have doctors and they had lawyers
and they were educated, and they were generations of education because the grandparents went to college. That does exist, and unfortunately, some people thought that it didn't, but it doesn't. I mean, you have people who are legacies and sororities, fraternities, the whole nine. Black people been going to college for a long time.
They didn't do, and they didn't do a lot of issues because a lot of today's issues and stuff. Because during that time, you did stuff like that, you wouldn't have got a full season on the year. I mean, it was like, this is
by design, though. And I think that the way they did punishment, I loved that episode when they took all the Theo stuff out of his room. That was my favorite episode, and they gave him Monopoly money and made him pay for things. I love that episode because Bill Cosby has a PhD in psychology, education, or whatever. So he was showing a different look. It was time to show black people in a different light because it was so much negativity on TV that you had to show hey, black people are capable of doing these things. And what it also did is it shined a light on HBCUs because that's all they talked about.
Yeah.
I think Sandra went to Stanford or whatever, but they all went to HBCUs. They talked about the marching band, how major that is. And I think that what it did was, I think there was also, if I remember correctly, reading something that there was an increase in HBCU attendance because of that.
I'm
Plus,
never going to take away the impact that the Cosby Show had. You know what I mean? Its impact is phenomenal. For me, I looked at that and went, I didn't see I didn't see I loved the show, but I didn't see myself in the show. Does that make sense?
Well, number one was because um, what we saw coming up was struggle. So we didn't see, I mean, you got to think about it. In the neighborhood, you didn't see a family that had a lawyer and a doctor. But it was possible. And
Right.
what the Cosby Show did was show that, yeah, it could be
Was
done.
possible. Like not a better version of you. Like it doesn't have to be you. But you grew up in a diverse neighborhood,
I did.
military, all of that.
I did.
I mean
I
that
did. I
wasn't
grew up
them,
in.
but
I did grow up in a diverse neighborhood. I grew up,
mm-hmm.
but we did struggle, and I think for me, I looked at it like Good Times showed where we were, and the Cosby Show showed where we could be.
Oh, I don't see it as a where we could be. I think that what they showed was what has always been in existence, but because the television industry is run by non-African Americans, they prefer to see our struggle than to see our success.
Accomplishments, right.
I agree.
And that's what it
And
was,
there are
because
iconic
it's
episodes.
unfortunate that watching TV, that you feel like you couldn't picture yourself in that. Like even if you say it wasn't what your life was, but it's a life that you could have.
Right. And it's like, and there are, and I think part of it was for me, I was like, I see how hard my parents work. I can't imagine having a doctor and a lawyer as parents, and they have time to talk to us about anything. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they have time to sit down and do.
Well, the father had a home-based business. His office was downstairs.
I ain't never
remember?
seen his ass work.
I did.
No, you
They
did.
had several
I don't know what
episodes
you
where
been
he was
watching.
in his office. She worked outside the office.
That's why he always received phone calls. He received phone calls about the women that was at the hospital going into labor, and he would
That's
say,
right, because he wasn't a psychologist. He was a gynecologist.
I was speaking with his actual degree is in that on the show.
Oh.
He has a PhD in, I want to say, education or psychiatry, something like that.
But then when you look, I mean, you gotta go through the times of where we were in a society. So Good Times and okay, we came out with Sanford and Son. Sanford and Son showed a father and a son, which was very rare during that time because the father was normally not in the household. He was elsewhere.
In that time frame?
Huh?
In that time frame, in the 60s and 70s?
Yeah, Connie, they was trying to find themselves.
Oh, okay.
You had a lot of black men that were gone. Either they couldn't find a job or they were going out of town. They were going to another state to find a job because it was supposedly better opportunity. But in doing so, they started a better family. So yeah, it was a lot of struggle. So you saw the struggle with a father and son, which is something that you very rarely saw, but they made it work. And then you had Good Times. Good Times showed where you had a father and a mother in there. They were both struggling. I mean, the only one that was really doing well during that time was the neighbor. Walona was the only one, and she was working in a department store. So for her, that was a high paying job. Florida was a maid.
That's right, because Florida came from Maud.
Right.
Right.
So they showed, and then from there you went to the Jeffersons. Reza was a stay-at-home wife, and George Jefferson had a cleaner. So they showed where things started progressing, but they weren't to the point of that they were what they say rich, or as rich callers say, you ain't got no money, I got the money.
Right.
Right, and then then so like you kind of had this progression. Like you said, guys, from the like 60s and 70s, and then the 80s, where we had what's happening and what's happening now, and which is interesting that you don't really see people talk about those shows as often. Like they didn't have the
They
lasting
didn't have a big
impact
following though.
they
Oh
did
my
at the
God.
time. Yeah,
Yeah, because you looked at number one, it was a single mother with 2 kids. She was a single mother, so they showed the father and the son, and then they showed, the mother and the father, and then they showed the single mother. And then they showed, and what's happening now, I don't even think she was in the show. It was just them getting older.
yeah.
So it
Yeah,
was
that's
more
basically what it
wild,
was. And that's when
you
Martin
know.
had them big ass ears showing.
So it was more of the older kids. But as time progressed, then they kind of emphasized what black families could do. So then you had the Cosby Show. The Cosby Show showed a sign of the black family, but they showed it not as controversial. They showed it as
Hold on 1 second. What's up, Dewan?
What's up, Dewan?
What's up, everybody?
What's
What's up?
up? Welcome to the cousins.
What you eating, peanuts?
Hey. Nah. I had a little cold, so
Oh,
I was
okay.
trying to. Yeah.
I thought he was cracking over peanuts.
Nah, not today. How everybody doing?
Good,
all right.
good. Welcome
Good.
to the show.
So
Yeah,
it was,
good to see y'all.
it was kind of more of as each time a show came on,
Oh God,
it
Lord
progressed.
Jesus, Mary. Here we
What's
go.
up, Keenan?
Keenan is in the building.
Keenan on here too. Wait a minute. What is going on?
What's up, Keenan?
Look, well, Keenan, you can at least smile. Hey, can you see us? Can you hear us?
Like I said, we don't ever know what's going to
He's
happen on the
still
cousins.
connecting.
He can hear
Keenan's
us.
still connecting.
He's still connected.
Hello?
There you go.
What's up, Keenan?
What's happening?
What up?
Smile, Keenan. Smile.
Right.
Why I don't see everybody though?
You gotta
You have to move
you
your
gotta
window.
slide the
That's right.
screen.
On your cell
Oh,
phone,
you
what
got
happens
that.
is you only
You
gonna really
never know
see
what's going to
the
happen
person
on
that's
the
talking.
cousins. Let me tell you.
What's up?
What up?
Y'all on about 5 different pages on there.
Okay.
So
Any more
I think
surprises,
it's
JR?
like,
I guess JR that got there. Any more surprises, JR?
Nah, that's it this week.
Okay.
All right.
And
well, it's more
what is this? What is this y'all doing?
That's all.
We're talking.
It's called The Cousins. It's a little podcast that Jason does. Well, I ain't gonna say a little podcast. It's a podcast that Jason does, and we all get on Tuesdays and we discuss different topics or play family games.
Just like on the internet, like for everybody to see or something?
Yeah, they can see you right now.
I need to take my uniform off then.
Nah,
right.
we
see all
only
of
see
that.
the face, so it's all good.
All right, we ain't doing too much in here now. Who else?
So
I've seen the one somewhere. What's up, nephew?
Yeah, what's up, Mom?
Jerbu, you got your mic on silent. Why your mic on silent?
Because
She
one
must
of
be-
Because I got
one of her
kids
people,
that
them kids is talking.
Hello,
anyway,
Tanikia.
back to the conversation. Now, I don't particularly care about Abbott Elementary.
What?
I like it.
I
It's
don't.
funny.
How do you not like Abbott? Okay, so we're going to get to that in a minute. We're going to stick a pin in that. So then we move into the 90s, you know what I'm saying? And then we got The Family Matters, Martin,
Fresh
Living
Prince
Single.
of Bel-Air.
Fresh Prince.
Yeah, see, Fresh Prince was cool too, but again, I ain't have rich family, so I couldn't relate to it growing up. You know what I'm saying? It was funny.
No, but Fresh Prince did have certain topics that we dealt with.
They
Things
did
that
push the envelope a little bit more.
And then you also, yeah, but you also got to realize that Phil was the rich uncle. Uh, what's his name? Will was, Will's character, he played a guy, a teenager that came from a poor family that was sent there because of the violence in the street. And that, because of a fight that he got in, because you didn't know what type
He
of
got in
violence,
one small fight.
What?
and
What?
Jazz wasn't, look, Jazz was from the hood, he was from the streets too. So you kind of mixed the streets with the rich to come up with that show. But then you had, Hillary, she was just dinging. And Carlton was trying to figure himself out.
But you
Have
He
know,
y'all,
was like
speaking of,
Jason
have y'all
growing up.
watched the reboot?
but you know, Carlton wouldn't have been doing no drugs on the old one. Too much of
No,
a health freak.
No,
he wouldn't have.
he
He
would,
too
because
much
he
of a
was
health
too
freak.
sad.
Then we had I think the
Matter of fact, because
90s
remember in Fresh Prince, when Carden became a gangster, that's when Will got shot. He
Right.
shot Will.
hmm
You know?
like
So
there,
that tell you-
then we had the Living Singles and the Martins, and
Yeah,
to
now
me,
I like living single.
like,
And I like Martin.
see,
Yeah, Martin was the funniest.
I love both of them. Like, to me, that block that was, Martin, Living Single, and the New York Undercover. Like,
New York Undercover was in the 80s.
no, it wasn't.
New York Undercover was not in no 80s.
I think it was in the 90s.
It was
It
the
was-
same. It was right after.
Yeah, it
It
was
was
late
the
90s.
late 80s, early 90s.
No, it
Maybe
wasn't.
so, but I remember in the 80s.
New York Undercover was not in. New York Undercover premiered in 1995.
No, that's
Google.
way too
Or
late.
whatever. All of
Google
it.
it.
At my age, they all ran together, so it don't matter.
I don't think they all ran together.
Wait a minute.
Even at your age. Even
Oh,
at your
my
age,
fault.
I don't think
The
they
first
all ran
episode was
together.
1994.
Okay, so
it was 90s.
I said early
Yeah.
90s.
It was
seemed like
JR
it was 80s.
that said the 80s. But
Hey,
I'm
Mona,
glad
look
you
who on the
corrected
phone,
yourself.
Mona.
Good job.
Man,
Keenan
you
and
might have been
Dewan.
talking about the heat of the night or something.
Hey, Dewan. Hey, Keenan.
What's
Right?
up,
They
what's up?
talk about something. Listen, what is the other one? Like
Oh, there you go.
You talking about
What's up, long hair?
21 Jump Street or some shit like that.
right.
I ain't
What's up,
really like
long
that.
hair?
I mean, I really didn't watch that one.
You didn't watch what one?
Hold on.
Keenan said, "What's up, long hair, Mona?"
I heard him.
Oh, he keeps saying it.
We
so I'm
having
like-
a discussion. You can't just keep.
he hollering through everybody.
I like seeing them with hair.
Mona gonna give you some what is it? Some critique, some etiquette on
Okay.
Mona be quick to do that.
Mona, what you cook today?
I didn't cook anything today. I had some Indian food the other day, so.
Oh, you'll be in the bathroom soon.
What's up, man? Yeah, I ain't too far behind.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm
That's
in
one. That's the first one for the.
Hey, Keenan, they got a mute button. They got a mute
Hey,
button.
Kevin, Michelle, Kevin said hi. Mona, y'all. Kevin said hi.
What up,
Hey,
Kevin?
Kevin.
They said,
Where
what
you
up,
on,
Kevin?
John? Where you on, Johnson Hill?
Hi.
He on the day.
I'm at work. I'm on the clock.
Oh my
yeah?
God.
That means he ain't supposed to be on Johnson Hill. That's what that means.
I'm on my part-time job. I'm not on Johnson here. I'm down the valley.
Oh.
Then we get into and to me, I loved Living Single. That was my favorite. That's my favorite.
I know. I'm so happy they put it on. Was it Hulu or?
It's on Hulu.
Yeah, Hulu. It's on Hulu. It's on
regular
one.
TV too. On one of them stations, TV one or BT.
I used
TV1.
to have the
BT.
biggest crush on Kyle. I loved the way he dressed and stuff.
They even brought New York Undercover back on.
Over to Wakefield Jones.
They did.
And I had a crush
New York
a big
Undercover
crush
back
on
on.
Malik Yoba too.
We're not gonna talk. We're not gonna touch that. We're gonna
Was
leave
he a
that right where
virgin
it's
for a
at.
long time or something?
We're gonna leave that right where it's at. But you know, like
I
it was
did.
to me, it felt like, and I don't know if you guys knew this, but the Living Single was actually the template for Friends.
What? How is that?
Oh yeah.
I
That
heard
makes sense though.
Yeah, like
That makes sense.
It was. It was.
But
They
that's too
they
black.
somewhat
Them
similar.
black
They
people.
paid, and they said they paid the people who did Friends made way more money.
yeah,
I'm sure.
I'm
like
sure.
the template was because New
Like
York.
look at Jerry Seinfeld.
Seinfeld that's your show. You can that's
Hey, don't judge me.
your show. I can't get it.
Oh,
I
you
can't
like
get into
Seinfeld?
it.
I like Seinfeld.
Like
Seinfeld
Jerry
funny to me.
Seinfeld.
It was
I
corny
still
to
watch
me,
that.
man.
Me
Nah,
too.
it was corny.
That was
Like
my
if we
show.
talking like Frasier was the show that I thought was funny that nobody else.
Oh,
I
did.
thought that
I
was
love
dumb too.
Frasier.
I love Frasier.
It was
Now
cool
I
too.
like Cheers.
I like
I like
Who,
Cheers.
kids
who
too.
is that? Who got their children? Where the children at?
Probably my kids. Hold on.
Oh, that's okay.
So,
That's
Oh.
why. Listen,
That's,
Jerry,
it's not me.
Jerry 5011 kids just come in the stream, just come in there and start talking. They don't care.
Jerry told me something wasn't me this time.
Yeah, this time it wasn't me. I've learned my lesson.
And then we got like the 2000s, and then you had Girlfriends, you had Half
I
and
forgot
Half,
all about them.
I love Girlfriends.
you had the I love Girlfriends. You
I mean,
had
I liked them. I just forgot that show existed.
what was that? There was that whole like
You still had Hanging with Mr. Cooper and In the House.
and
Yeah,
Jamie
you
Foxx
had-
show. Don't y'all forgot
I
about
don't
Jamie
even
Foxx show?
remember. I forgot about them.
I forgot
You
about
had
them for real.
101. You
Yeah,
had
And the
101.
house was the one with Maya Campbell and LL Cool J.
10, yeah,
Oh,
one
In the
on
house.
Romero.
In the house.
What is it?
in the house. Yeah,
Yeah.
There was
all of
That was
us
a
is
good one.
good too though.
All of us.
What was the one that David
All of
Wayans
us?
did?
My funny
Yeah,
hang with
all of
my funny
us.
one with Jamie Foxx
Yeah.
was Mark
Family
Curry was on
Matters.
there and he played a drill sergeant. Did y'all ever see that at the
Yeah,
DMV? That was probably the funniest ones because that's when they let him go off a script and he just
Hey,
the
Yeah,
one
they
Jay,
laugh.
you tell them
And let's not
that you
forget
seen it.
Martin.
You
We
tell them
said
you seen
Martin
the
already,
actual
nigga.
Wanda
We
in the
did
street,
Mark.
JR.
Yeah.
You tell them you saw at Wanda in the streets.
oh yeah, I ain't say that. I tell her later.
And then I just thought of one and I forgot. Oh, the Wayans brothers, which gave us, which introduced like not just, Black America,
talking about
but
In
like
Living
the world
Color?
to pops. You know what I
You
mean?
talking about
The
in
genius that
Living
was John
Color?
Witherspoon.
No, it's the Williams brothers. They had their
Oh,
own
yeah, I
show.
remember that.
The Wayne's brothers, Marlon and Sean.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
that show, I didn't realize how long that show ran. That show ran for like 10 years.
And
sure?
Marlon had his
In
own
Living
show
Color, that
too.
was my show.
Yeah, and Living Color was the bomb. The only thing I liked about the Wayans brothers is the song. Give me a high
We're
five. That's all
brothers. We're happy and we singing and we're colored.
yeah, that's what I like.
Yeah.
I just like the song. I don't remember the show at all.
I remember John Witherspoon. in
That was
the
a
show.
funny
That's what I
show.
remember. I don't remember nothing else about it. Just John Witherspoon being funny.
Yeah. Yeah, he was the bomb.
What about
So-
Benny Hill?
Who?
Dang, you went way back.
Benny
My,
Hill.
What year you talking about?
Did he say Benny Hill?
was
Benny
that in
Hill.
the 70s? I think that was in the 70s.
And
I used to like that.
And Benny Hill wasn't a black sitcom.
It
I
sure
had no
wasn't.
choice. I had no choice
jumped-
but to watch.
You went as
He
far
said for him it was a black sitcom.
I had no choice. I had no choice but to watch the Binky on the TV, so I had to watch what he was watching.
Y'all in there watching Benny Hill, about
He
to
was
get a
watching.
beating it. About to get
That
a
on the
beating
Three
if your
Stooges.
mama would have seen.
That on the Three Stooges.
The Three Stooges was the bomb too.
The Three Stooges was fun.
That still come on one of them
Yeah.
channels.
But see, look, if we're gonna go all the way back there, I Love Lucy was my show.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that. I love Lucy.
Well, hold
Ricardo
on,
was
we
my
going
man.
back. What was the show?
Look, let me
Bewitched.
tell
That was a
y'all
good
real
one.
bad. Y'all might not even remember this. Petticoat Johnson.
I
I remember
Petticoat
the
Johnson.
name.
I don't think I was
Name.
born then.
I think I had to watch that one time when you was babysitting me.
I was
Right.
too young. I don't remember that.
You said
Was
Mama
that
had
good?
tell her age.
Was it good, Deborah? Was
What,
Petticoat?
Petticoat Junction?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked the show. I liked it, especially when they found out. I think it was My Three Sons, Petticoat Johnson, and Your Mama, because one of them had found out they was having triplets. One of them found out they was having quadruplets or whatever.
Quadruplets. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and Your Mama found out she was having twins.
The two on the line. Break a break
Wait,
on one line.
your mama is the one with what was his name? The guy that played the pastor or Amen.
Oh, we forgot about Amen.
What the hell is his name? Oh, we forgot Amen. That was a good show.
That was a good show. What
Yeah,
was the
yeah,
pastor's name?
227.
I think it was called That's My Mama.
That's
Right.
my mama.
Yeah, that was a good.
Hold
That,
on.
I think that comes on.
And y'all also forgot the show 227. That was a good
I
one.
just said that, sucker.
Oh, we ain't hear you.
Wait a minute.
You was
Y'all
talking with
gonna
that frog in
fight?
your throat.
Are y'all gonna fight about it, or everybody
He
okay?
trying to steal
You
your
over there
joy.
trying
Yeah.
Trying to steal her thunder.
He trying to steal your joy.
It's a twin thing, I guess. Y'all thought of it at the same time. We'll go with that.
Now he heard me. He just
Hey,
acting
well,
like
look.
he ain't hear me.
I
Hey,
tried to
well,
help.
look, I was just about to say it, so I'm glad he beat me to it, because I ain't hear Jerry say it either.
You
He
were
told
about
you.
to
I know I
say.
wasn't the only one.
I was about to say 227.
Oh, okay.
And that was a good one.
Oh man, we forgot about 227 too. Man.
It was so many of them growing
I
up.
still see them shows come on. I
They
don't have
do. They
cable.
still come on.
Yeah, all of them.
Especially Bounce. Bounce put a lot of them on.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
BET
the
be
bounce.
trying to bring back some stuff, but
Ain't nobody
you know.
paying for BET when I can have Bounce for free.
Excuse me.
Happy Days
I
is
know
my
because
good stuff.
I used to watch Saints and Sinners on Bounce TV.
Yeah.
I do too.
Kenny, you said
Happy Days.
Happy Days. That used to be the J.
Happy
Yeah.
days.
Day Monday, happy days.
Oh, man.
Yes.
The Fonz, hey.
Wait a minute.
Hey.
And I used to like Laverne and Shirley.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like them. There was another one with the diner.
Alice.
Alice. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that
used to
was
be the
good.
bomb too.
And I met
Y'all-
There was a lot
Hey.
of good shows. They
Yeah.
don't have
Hey,
shows
did-
like that no more.
Hey, did y'all know Scooby-Doo was they was smoking weed in the van? That was about smoking weed?
Yes. Yes,
I
we
didn't know
did.
that.
I just found that out.
I
didn't know
didn't
that.
then.
I knew I
didn't
liked this show, but
I don't know how
didn't
y'all didn't know it then.
You couldn't figure
You
out
know
why,
it was
huh?
a reason.
Yeah,
Why do you think Scooby and Shaggy was always hungry?
I ain't picked
Try
that.
that.
You gotta look at the van. I mean, it was a psychedelic van.
I
put
ain't catch it.
I didn't
As
put
a
it
kid,
together.
I ain't catch that. I ain't
I
catch
just
that.
found out today. I didn't know.
I found out a couple months ago.
That's crazy.
I found out
It
years ago.
was about weed too, though. There was another one too. I can't think of it right now, though.
Y'all done went from black shows to weed shows.
So I
Listen.
want to circle back around to.
We're
I want to
talking
go
about
back,
funny
circle back
shows.
around to you not liking Abbott Elementary because I don't understand.
I don't like it.
What about it? Don't you
So
like?
funny. That principal is hilarious.
Listen.
It's
Yes.
funny.
Yes.
What
She
show is
don't.
that?
She has no cares.
Abbott Elementary.
I ain't never
Yeah,
watched
it's
it.
funny.
It's got
They
the
got a
dude
funny
from
point.
Everybody Hates Chris. He's all grown up.
Yo, his facial expressions kill me.
Yeah, when he be like, y'all didn't see that. Y'all caught that, right?
For
When the
some
principal
reason,
be
I
hitting
can't
on
get
him.
into that show.
But how about
It's
when
like,
he had to tell them he didn't like pizza? You would have thought it was the end of the world.
Oh,
That
look,
got on him
when-
so bad that he ate lunch in the car.
Listen, or
I've seen it a
when
couple
the
times. It was
white dude
funny.
boyfriend show up and the principal was like, he black.
I can't get. I don't know what it is about that show. I don't know whether I can't get in it. I just can't.
Man, that show is the
I
greatest
just
thing on
tried.
television right
I
now.
looked at the one where the principal was she had been blackmailing the superintendent.
Yes.
That was funny too.
It
That was
like,
William from Girlfriends.
That was William from Girlfriends. Or
The
like
superintendent. Look at me spitting. The superintendent was William from Girlfriends.
yeah.
I just can't see how you.
What else you got, Jason? What was you saying about this game night thing you trying to do?
Once a month we're gonna do a game night.
Like how we did the last time where he was holding up the cards.
Oh,
and I went
yeah.
on him. Jason wasn't trying to give me my points.
That's because you wasn't following directions.
I tried. Look at here, buddy. You should have gave us 10 seconds, not 30. 30 seconds is a long time.
Jerry, listen, Jerry, you wasn't even doing 10 seconds.
I gave him chances.
You gave them a half a second.
Hey. Gotta be quicker than that.
Jerry had 1,000 minds over at the house though.
Really?
So what's
Because
the
she had
next
all
step?
the
Don't hate on my
did.
clan
Turn all
over
them
here.
damn kids.
Not Jerry had the
Don't y'all hate
collective
on
over
my
there. She
clan.
knew.
What's
If
the
she
next
didn't know it, the
subject?
kids knew it.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and roll into those. You know how we do on this show. Every once in a while, we'll go onto the Reddit streets and look up the "Am I the Assholes" and get the family's opinion.
Remember, JR, say it again, JR. Say what you normally say when he look up these stories.
Did he read? Did he
Did you
read it before?
proofread?
Yeah, did you proofread the shit? Because you been here stuttering and mumbling.
No, I didn't. Shut up, JR.
This nigga be reading, it be all over the place. We like, what the hell? Oh, come on and read.
Is you
Bless your heart.
You good? You ready? Is you ready? You got it all out? All right. Am I the asshole for serving my husband's family mac and cheese for dinner? My husband, who is Asian, and I, American, welcomed our firstborn.
Yes, you asshole. Already.
Let me finish the question. Hold on. My husband and I welcomed our firstborn 4 weeks ago. The baby is healthy, but I'm exhausted. I haven't fixed my hair and barely been able to shower and cannot sleep. My husband's family has been pressuring us to visit to meet the baby. I tried to hold them off as long as I could, but yesterday I was surprised to find them standing on the porch. Turns out hubby invited them for dinner. I was embarrassed and felt like I wasn't ready for visitors because the house was a mess. Anyway, my husband sat with them while I fed my son, and then later I asked my husband if we should order takeout for dinner. He said no, because his parents would find this rude and unwelcoming. He suggested that I go inside the kitchen and prepare something, anything, as long as it's homemade. I said fine,
off top.
and then went and made some mac and cheese. The reason I prepared this meal is because of how easy it is. Once I served the family, my husband's mom looked at me and was appalled. I noticed something was wrong, and she asked if I found it appropriate to serve her and the family mac and cheese. I asked why not, and she went on to a rant about how disrespectful this was and how I clearly have no experience in what is right and wrong when it comes to hosting. I said, "Excuse me, who said I signed up to host an unexpected visit from them?" And she took it as if I didn't want them there. Her husband said that they were just there to finally see the baby that I had kept them from seeing for an entire month. That a whole month of his life has been missed out on. We had an argument and they decided to go home. My husband said that deciding to serve his family mac and cheese was more offensive than serving them nothing at all. I told him that I was too exhausted to cook their traditional feasts and that I was forced to learn from his mom. He took offense and said that I was being mean and disrespectful, not only towards his family, but his culture. I went inside the bedroom to stay with my son. My husband stayed on the phone with his family for an hour, and kept giving me the cold shoulder and refused to eat what I cook in support of his family. I understand how some guests might find it offensive, especially his family, but I was just trying to make a quick homemade meal like my husband wanted. What's wrong with mac and cheese?
Well, number one, you get what you
Are they
get.
white?
Sound like she white. And
Actually, I think she's black based on the.
Not if
If
she
she
only
black,
had
she
macaroni
the
and
snap.
cheese, she's white. Only
Hold
white
it.
people eat that as a full course
Macaroni
meal.
and cheese can be a meal because it is heavy.
That's
It
because
is
you
a lot
white
of
too,
starch.
with your
It's
white
a lot of
ass.
starch and cheese.
Jaya.
Huh?
What did you say? What did he say?
He called you white. He called you white, Mona. I'm telling. He said with your
But
white
you like
ass.
my white macaroni and cheese, sucker.
But I'd also like the ham and the meat to go with the damn macaroni and cheese too.
She
You
is
like
an
the meat?
asshole.
Let me
How
say
you
this.
gonna
If
invite?
she actually made homemade macaroni and cheese,
Keenan, I heard you.
How you gonna
Ma,
invite
you
family
gonna
over and expect her to cook and she taking care of the baby? If he wanted his family over, he should have fucking got in that damn kitchen and cooked all that food his goddamn self.
right? And if he wanted
And
the
she
meat,
should have cussed him
he
out.
could have went to the grocery store and bought a rotisserie chicken.
Exactly.
Well, they
Two of
Asian.
them.
I would have went to one of them little Asian restaurants, put it in a pan, heat it up, and here we go.
He
Now,
should have went to the curry out. That's what she should have went. But he
that's
got
what
me
I'm saying.
some fried
They
rice.
don't eat. They
But
don't eat that shit.
Catherine, she should
They
have been.
saw no.
Apparently they don't eat mac and
You gonna
cheese
invite
either.
somebody over there and not tell
Ma,
them?
we can't hear you. I can't hear
Yeah, that's
you.
the biggest part. He should have never invited over.
He should never.
his
First of all,
parents
he should have
without letting
never.
his wife know.
She said
Period.
4 weeks after her giving birth, you want me to go in the kitchen and make the family a meal?
I don't care if it was
But
3
wait a
months.
minute,
It's still
not
disrespectful.
only that,
I agree.
but he didn't even support his wife.
Right. That's the biggest part. So divorce coming.
Basically, she said she wasn't ready
Keep it a
for
buck.
company, and you just took it upon yourself to be like this. Oh, you be all right.
Right.
And make sure you cook something
He
for them
should have.
too.
He should have planned the meal if he wanted them to come. Or
See, he lucky because
if he
our
was-
asses, you got hot dogs.
or
Your ass have got
if
some hot
they was
dogs.
coming,
Soup
they
and
should have
salmon, because I
planned.
think I got some chunky soup in the
If
There you go.
they was coming, the family should have planned to be in the kitchen.
Right.
Pork and beans.
Or bought pizza.
right.
Yeah.
How about you know I just had a baby? They should have came with dinner.
He
ain't lying.
expect too much. We can tell this shit is doomed.
Yeah.
I just told you they white. They, that's what they
Well,
do.
it's not just that. It's probably a cultural thing, but
The
you
culture
understand the
because-
culture that
because-
you're paying into.
Because
You
that's
trying to tell them what for my
his family. He should have bought the food.
right.
Yeah, but once you marry outside the culture,
No,
I mean,
no, yeah, it's still the 7.
Yeah,
some of that's out the
changes.
window. Yeah.
They better
that
learn
might be
these
9 Day fiance
American
when
ways.
the one dude was messing with the Asian girl and went to her
You must
country
say
and they
that
was
all
trying
the
to feed
time,
him a
that's
whole pig. They just had on the thing spinning like rotisserie style, and they just cut it off and give it to him. He looking like, what the fuck I'm gonna do with this? She like, you gotta eat it. He like, I don't want this shit.
You gonna do it with him like you said?
That's
He
why
took
that
a little
one
piece and
where
put it in his mouth
But
and
here's
poured it
the
out.
thing.
where they gave them chicken
But
feet.
here's the thing with that, because when you're married to a culture, you
No,
gotta
it's not a.
understand culture. You still have to respect the culture. But Jay, I know which one you talk about. Didn't he get up and run?
I don't know if he ran, but he definitely walked the hell away. Like, I ain't eating this shit. Cause they try to
And
bring
he
him a
was like,
whole fucking pig.
But she had to explain to him that cost a lot of money.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
made sacrifices for that. Like
Yeah.
you have to be sensitive about culture too.
I would have
mean,
pulled my
even
wallet
here,
out and said,
a
here, how
whole
much
pig
was that
costs a
damn
lot.
pig?
Sarah Jackson
For
said,
being-
it's not
Family
delivery,
that
it's
gave them-
DiGiorno messing with
They
me.
want them chicken feet.
Right.
That's what I'm talking
Nobody
about,
got
Sarah.
time.
You lucky I turned that oven on.
I don't think-
we
I
all
think
been
she
in the-
made-
We done
I
all been
think
at the
she made
daggone
Kraft-
dining room table like this.
I think she made Kraft mac and cheese because she was already tired. Ain't nobody boiling no pasta. Petey, stop.
You gonna
I
get
bet you
this?
she
make
did.
Kraft.
If that's what she gave them, I'd have been mad too. But
I mean,
shouldn't
she
have came
a
over.
new mom. You can't
Right.
be but so mad because you you did your best. I should have went in there and cooked. I
All
don't
of
even
us,
know why.
all of us would have been at the daggone dining room table looking at each other in the face like this.
No,
Yeah.
some of us
No.
would have just said, "Oh, y'all better go and call somebody because I ain't doing squat." You
That's
don't.
how I know they
tell
wasn't
me-
black. Cause the black would have one said, I ain't cooking shit.
You don't
You
tell
don't-
me you bringing
No.
somebody up. Y'all just gonna show up on my doorstep? Not without a phone call, boo.
Right. And you lucky he
Yes,
the one
I
that
have
answered the
left
door.
many people standing on the
The front porch.
doorstep.
The front porch.
And
Damn,
no.
Mona, you trying to get drunk? You can't move fast enough, huh?
What are you talking about,
I see you in there
JR?
trying to open your little bottle of
the
wine.
first
It ain't
one.
working out though.
No, it's
JR got the
three.
first one.
It's
Shut up,
three of them.
JR.
That's 3 of them. That's the
Yeah,
third
that's
one.
number 3. We keep
Are we counting
tallying
it?
how many
We keep
times we
tallying
have
how
to
many
say
times
shut up,
somebody
JR.
tells JR to shut up.
Y'all keep going, it'll be shut up Keenan soon.
Right.
Can we just go ahead and guess the number now and the closest one win?
Right.
You
That
can
sounds
try.
good.
Look at
I
Mona,
thought we, was
struggling like
we
hell.
might
Look
make
at
it
her.
through a whole show without having to tell JR to shut up. But you know, that's too much like that.
Never happened.
Nah.
We get
Or he
close
get the
sometimes.
finger. And he always get
No,
the
we ain't
finger.
never got close for somebody not telling you to shut up.
Right.
He already got the finger today.
Did he?
Oh, who did it? Who that
Me.
JR.
Listen, ain't nobody worried about that little ass finger she got.
My finger is bigger than yours, so shut up.
But that means you should have been a man growing
God.
up.
No, that means you should have been a man.
Damn.
I mean, listen, I'm gonna just let this go.
No, go to the next story.
All right,
we clearly know
Am
he
I the
was
asshole?
he was.
JR is always the asshole.
So
Yes,
this will be
he
a good
is.
one for us. Am I the asshole for telling my cousin to Uber home and left him at a bar?
Yeah, that sounds like Selene.
Oh,
Don't do my sister.
Well, wait.
Selene is not here to
I
defend
got a
us.
Let me
follow-up
hear the
question.
story. Because if you
Yeah.
was ready and they wasn't,
Okay, so my
Who'd you
aunt
say,
and
Dewan?
cousin Mark
Listen,
are visiting.
Michelle. I mean, not
I said I got
Michelle,
follow-up
Mona
question.
did one of them.
What's up?
what'd you say?
No, I'm saying that the question was, am I an asshole for letting my, would you say cousin?
For telling my cousin to
Making
Uber
my cousin
home and I left
Uber
him at a
home
bar.
from a bar.
Yeah, I mean, right now, no, but
no.
we'll see
Nope.
what the story.
Circumstances.
All right, so
Good
my
answer,
aunt and my
Dewan.
cousin
Let's
are
hear
visiting
it.
my parents, and I was home on spring break. My aunt and my parents got it in their head that I should be entertaining my cousin and taking him out with my friends since he's close to us in age. Mark is all that is wrong with Middle America and has complained about visiting us in Santa Monica the whole time. He made a point of saying that when we get to see a smash and grab, he took pictures of homeless people posting them on Instagram. I swear he just came to visit to own the libs. The funny thing about Mark is he's on disability and lives with his mama still. So we took him to a bar, and he said he's not tipping anyone because they already make a living wage at $15 an hour, and it's ridiculous to tip people like that. He was so disrespectful to my friends and the staff that I finally left his ass at the bar without telling him. He had to Uber home and complain to his mama that he had to spend $50 on an Uber. I got into a fight with him saying, well, you saved all that money from not tipping, so I guess you can afford it. I left my parents' house a few days early to go back to work at my job in the Bay Area, and Mark and his mom said my friends and I are the rudest people ever, and we don't know how to show any hospitality to a guest. My mom told my dad we are not hosting Mark or my aunt ever again, but now my dad is mad at me because I just couldn't suck it up and deal with Mark for one night of my life. I feel like no one should ever have to put up with Mark's bullshit, especially an unknowing server or a bartender. Am I the asshole?
No.
No,
I think
no.
he should have
No.
told him he was leaving. I think he's an asshole for not telling him he was leaving.
Mm-mm.
I thought he did tell him.
No, he didn't tell
No,
him.
he said
He said he
left
didn't tell him. He said he left without telling him.
Well,
I
hold
think he
on.
should.
Because
He should have
Keenan,
said,
remember that
"I'm
happened
about
to
to
us
go."
in Florida.
What?
What?
Remember Selene was leaving us at the bar in Florida.
Listen, so here's the deal.
I can't say I remember it.
He was drunk too. I remember. I was the first time I ever seen you dance at the club.
You ain't
You
never
should've
been to a
recorded
club
that.
with me.
You're not gonna disrespect me. Here's the way I look at this. You're not gonna disrespect me, but so many times before I'm gonna leave you right where you at.
That one.
So
You're
I
not
guess
gonna
the question
fuck me
is,
up
where
on
was the
my bar.
I
disrespect
ain't
though?
disrespect by not tipping.
I
Yeah,
got
what was the
because that
disrespect?
might be
That's
his
my bar.
bar.
In front of my
I
friends,
have
and if you
already told
are
me
being
and
an
Shay already
asshole to
got a
my
couple
friends
people.
in my bar that I have to be at,
Yeah. Me and Shay already got a couple people we don't bring to certain bars because you're not gonna get me banned because your ass want to be disrespectful.
Yeah, that's true. Disrespectful. I mean, if you being disrespectful, but
because I've worked in there. They make $3 an hour.
He came in
I think
he told him, I'm getting ready to go. So come on. Now, if he said no, I'm not leaving now, then you leave. But he's still from out of town.
Here's the thing: what it sounds like is that they don't like each other.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. You still say I'm leaving. And
if I ain't like you, I shouldn't be at the club with you.
I mean, if he was forced to say
so Mona, you're saying that if I was to say, hey, I'm leaving, that would be okay? Because I'm technically telling them that I'm leaving and then I leave.
No,
my thing is, why be quiet about it?
Not leave me
like, I'm about to go because and I mean, that's your cousin. You know, of us, we'd be like, look, I'm about to go because you acting stupid.
Yeah. Because we be quick. You're not going to get me banned from my favorite bar.
Right.
Don't you come back over here.
I don't, whatever he was doing, all that talking and everything, I would have been like, come on, we about to go.
Yeah.
But technically, he didn't want to take him anyway, though.
Right. I
know that, but he the fact of the matter is he was there. So why not at least say, look, I'm about to go. And say, so come on. So now if he just says, I'm not leaving, then
you can leave.
You know,
I agree.
But I think
agree.
Only because he's from out of town. Now, if they were local, I still either way because the rule is we come together, we go together. That's how that goes.
I agree with you on that.
Alcohol is involved.
I don't know, but that you saying that you saved all that money from not tipping, that took me out.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's down the street. You better not leave me. You don't know what I left in your car.
Yeah.
That's all he worried about.
Look, Keenan, let me tell you right now. If I take you you come to Kansas City and I take you somewhere with me, and you at that,
you talking to me?
You want to pat him down.
Well, you might want to prepare yourself, Jason. Prepare yourself, Jason.
You don't just leave me though.
I ain't
Jason,
listen.
put him in an Uber.
I'll follow him.
Jackie, pull a Mona, just be like this. Your Uber's outside. I called you an Uber.
Make sure you get to your destination.
Mona definitely was like, I'm about to go.
Right. Mona was getting all her stuff and she put her purse. Where you think you going? Well, I just called myself an Uber.
Mona tried to leave herself.
It's like 5 cars outside. What the fuck you mean you called an Uber? Cancel that shit.
Mona was trying to go herself. She said, I ain't got time to be sitting here with y'all. I'm ready to go.
Whatever that stuff was you gave me, that's I'll never drink that again.
Yeah, don't do that again because Mona was trying to spend money and there's 5 cars out there, JR. She was like, they was watching her putting her coat on and Michelle like, where the hell you think you going? I just went ahead and called an Uber.
She said, I'm done.
Yeah, she was drunk as shit.
I don't know what that stuff was Jackie gave me.
It wasn't nothing, but it was rum.
Look, Jackie is the new Vic. She the new Vic.
It was the thing.
So I have been drinking red wine, and that wine we had was like 14% alcohol, I think.
Well, first of all, that was you and Michelle, and that was y'all two going back to back with them bottles.
Michelle, you on mute, Michelle.
How I get in that? Jason, I didn't know we was on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're ahead.
What was that? Was that Bumba?
On Facebook this week since we didn't do last week. But next week we're gonna be exclusively on YouTube.
Hey man, but I still gotta figure out how to share it. What was that Bumba you gave her? And she stopped talking. Michelle said the floor is yours, and she just
I couldn't remember. I
gave you the floor. You let it go. You fucked up.
Y'all took too long. I couldn't remember.
No, we had stopped talking, and you was like, I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Because you kept saying nobody would let you talk, so we stopped talking.
And then you didn't talk.
Yeah, Mona turned into an angry little drunk.
And she called an Uber. Isn't that like what's in the story? She called it Uber.
That's what I was saying.
Look, Michelle.
That's how I started.
Jackie is the new Vic. But she
I
ain't
am
that
not
you a
the
shot.
new
You a
Vic.
shot. You a shot.
Right.
Jackie B.
I was not passing out them drinks. I just simply had it on the table.
Jury, first
Now,
of all, can't
you
nobody
reach
take the
for
cake
it,
from
that's
you when
all
you
on
got
you.
Mona and Uncle Chucky drunk and high. So
Good
No.
Never.
I
I have
told
never been high.
Mona.
oh, my fault. I
I
forgot.
ain't looking at the camera. But
I
look,
have never been
Or-
high.
I told
Or Chucky.
yeah,
Okay, now go.
What?
but I told him don't touch that bottle. I know I did because I know him. That ain't my fault.
All right, so this is the last question. Y'all ready?
Yes,
I
and
did
if
a
you
pre-read
need to
this
get
one.
off of Facebook.
Before you go to the last question, though, wait a minute though, because somebody said something about tipping. What's wrong with the whole why you got to tip?
What?
That's what I want to know.
We don't have to go out with your cheap ass.
I know, right? You stay your
Now,
ass
hold on,
home.
I'm not. Wait. I'm not cheap at all.
Say
But what
he's
I'm
not
saying
a
is though,
tipper. He's playing devil's advocate.
I
Well, see,
just
it's nothing
want
wrong.
to know.
It's nothing wrong with not tipping.
Have
But
you ever? Okay.
you gotta
have
go
you ever
to the
worked in
right-
in
I
the
think
food
there's
industry?
everything wrong with it.
If you've never worked in the food industry, you
They
like,
don't make no money. They make
No.
their money from tipping.
yeah,
Oh, I
servers.
understand that, but wait a minute. Whose fault is that they don't make
It's
that
the
kind of money?
business fault.
Is
That's
that
the problem.
exactly? So to put
Somebody
the
need to
onus on
fix
the
it.
customer, the one I got to pay for a meal that I'm paying whatever price that they price it at, right?
And they're
Whatever the
serving
premium
you,
is.
but you're not making your own plate. They're serving
Dewan,
you.
don't do this here.
No, you good. No. You know what?
Yo,
Duan, I
come
understand.
on.
You
I
gotta
feel
listen.
you
We
because
got a family full of food service people.
yeah, I feel like they need to pay these
This is all
people like
food
they
service
working
people.
for you, and you
I
clearly
pay 'em how they
making enough
weigh.
money.
That-
Why can't
I
they
got
just
you,
do-
but like, all right. So the chef does the chef not make some good money?
No,
He
I
make
mean,
good money.
I'm not
everybody
Does the
working
chef
enough
not
to be
prepare your
rich.
food?
No, the cooks
No,
don't
the
aren't
tips are
as
for the
bad
waiter.
as the ones that are out front.
Yeah, the ones
cooks
out
make a
front
little
make
bit
$3
more
an
money,
hour.
The
but the
cooks
ones
make
up
a lot of
front,
money.
No,
the
no,
cooks,
we
they
don't.
don't make a lot of money. They
No.
make more money than the ones that's up front. But the
Right.
ones that are up front are the ones that's serving you. So they're
Yeah.
literally
Not
the ones
just
that's
serving, but they're putting up with people's attitudes.
And the way that the people feel like they're entitled, like I've seen it and I was like, I couldn't be no waitress because I done got fired. You can't
Now-
talk to them like that. I mean, he talked to me like that first.
Only
just saying.
time I don't tip is if I go somewhere and I gotta pick my own food up. I'm not tipping you if I'm driving to go pick my food up. But if I
Yeah,
sit
I'm
down
not
and you serve me, yeah, I'm a tip you.
I'm not tipping you if I'm at the bar and you see me at the bar and people walk up just because they've been at the bar and been coming and tipping you all the time.
He
and
not
they
coming
wanna-
with us.
You remind me of Uncle Ruckus.
He
Can
not
you
coming with
That's
us.
like
Keenan, I need you to take some black seed oil too. All that phlegm in that conversation is killing me.
Well, I got braces in, so
Say
Oh
what?
no, I said
So
Keenan,
as a
not
person who is a
Keenan. I can
bartender now,
understand
like
you.
I'm currently bartending.
just in case I sound a little weird.
No, it's Keenan.
Keenan out here yelling.
I've been in
He
food
frozen.
service for a long time.
Keenan
You know what
frozen.
I'm saying? In and
Yeah,
out
he
of
on
it
the
for a
road.
long
Oh,
time. There is a lot about
Look at
He frozen like shit.
Now I respect the serving
I'm
industry.
driving.
I'm just asking because I feel like they shouldn't put the onus on the customer, and that's what
Yeah.
happens. So like,
They need to.
so
The
society
owners need to take control.
correct, because you got to understand that like in different countries they don't tip. That's disrespectful.
Yeah,
It's
I
only
know
in
that.
America.
Yeah.
yeah, it's like
Well-
it was like that in London.
Overseas, they feel like when you tip, you telling them you need to go back and get trained
Exactly.
better.
That's disrespectful.
So
So
every
You know,
because they
here-
pay their
We all
people.
know we fail for the okie doke, but that doesn't mean you don't tip. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
agree.
you
But I
also
think
gotta
the
realize
whole purpose of
that
tipping is
people
for what?
overseas, they got better benefits
It's to
than they do.
they have
You
money.
know.
They do.
Are you tipping because you want
y'all
good
hear
service,
me?
or are you tipping because you know that they
Yeah.
make less money?
We can hear you.
That man,
Well, you
that one, the
tip
second
them
one.
really because they gave you a service. You sat down, they brung you your food, your drink, anything
Let me
you
ask
needed
you
or
this, do you
d'oeuvres.
tip
That's
your
why you
barber?
tip them really. It's for the service that
Say
they
again?
provided you.
Do you tip your barber?
I tip everybody. I tip service members too. Do you tip
You
the
ain't tip me when I
person?
came down to the
You
I'm
get
office.
not
no
coming at you
tip.
crazy. I'm asking you.
Jail.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, be quiet. Take it back in the room. Bye.
See why I put myself on mute?
No, the one
He's
I wasn't
not-
like I wasn't
he's not
coming at
now.
you crazy. I was asking. I mean, it's that same.
Yeah.
it's the same concept. It's the this person provided a service for me, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna tip.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I tip movers, I tip, electricians. I mean, I understand that this, like, I tip everybody.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm over tipping. But
I don't know if I tip.
They don't pay people
I don't know
enough.
if I don't know if I would tip like a plumber or an electrician.
Nah, because they overcharge us.
Why
So
not?
what though? But then
Why
that's my
not?
argument though. That's why I said what I said. That's
Why
my
not?
argument. You said you don't want to tip a plumber or tip an electrician because they make a lot of money, but your argument for a server
Exactly.
is
they don't make any money.
so you're tipping because they don't make money, not because they provided the service.
Pretty much, yeah.
For me, it's both. For
You
me,
just
for
mind fucked
me,
Jason
it's
real
both.
quick.
That's my argument right there.
You just
Yeah,
like
for me, it's both.
I-
but when I get really good
I feel you. I
service,
see where you're coming from.
I like to overcompensate. So
Keenan's been trying to say something. I don't know what
is
he's
he
trying
back?
to say. Yeah,
He was frozen. Oh, okay.
where
What'd
he
you
at?
say?
Y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a damn plumber. Why you can't tip me?
Wait a minute.
Get out the camera,
And
Pat.
I'm an electrician. Why you can't tip me?
Stop us for
You
that.
see what I'm saying?
That's what. Wait,
If you gonna do it, you
that's
gotta
what he
do it
was trying
across
to
the
say.
board.
I
You know
mean,
what I
listen,
mean?
I
If
do
I
across
got
the
to tip
board.
you got to tip me.
Yeah.
I think part of it is because like
for
if
me,
I'm already paying
tip-
you
I tip
for
You don't know how much money I
workers.
make.
I tip.
I know how much your
workers
labor is when you
services
send me that
because
bill.
I know what kind of money they make.
Hey, that's the company that's making the money, not me.
Still
I don't own
Exactly.
the company.
Exactly.
I only
Exactly.
work for the company.
Aunt Deborah was trying to say something.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I tip people in the food service industry because I know the kind of money that they make. And when you trying to feed a family or provide for your yourself and your kids, $3 ain't cutting it. And then whatever tip, there used to be that you could tip that server and that server gets that money. Now you got to put it all in a daggone
It's
job,
all in the tip pool.
which I don't think is fair.
I don't know. I don't know what buffet you've been going to, but when you go to a real restaurant, they don't do that.
Yeah,
Yes, they do. They change
No,
it.
they
though.
do not. Not all of
They
them.
do.
How do you know? Are you back there when they count their tips?
No,
So
but I know how it goes.
I have even
All
gone
Did
to
you
a
say
restaurant
what buffet you went to?
and
When you go to a restaurant, the hostess and the servers, to include the bar, sometimes
Yes.
they do a tip pool.
You
Yes.
do know I work in the food
They
industry,
all
right,
go
JR?
into
You work at the damn church.
So what? I worked in restaurants too, bitch. Fuck you, JR. I can go faster.
Wait. What is
That
happening?
went left super quick.
You're not gonna sit there and undermine what I got going on.
what? I pay him no attention. But
But did you just say shut up, JR?
I just asked for my
I had to
server
go further than
cash
that,
app,
Michelle.
Okay.
so I could cash app them their tip because I knew they had to share.
I tip
Luckily,
accordingly.
luckily, it's like and like for me, I make more than your standard wage, but I'm not only bartending.
Stripping,
I'm also
right?
serving. I wash the dishes, like
Mhm.
because I work in a small hotel bar, so I do everything. You know what I mean?
Do the
Like
bar
everything I
back and
don't do
all,
is
huh?
cook the food.
Sierra Jackson said something. If you want to read
Yeah,
that,
it says it
Jason.
may not be a tip pool, but there is a tip out. So you do have to tip the host, the bussers, the bartender,
Yeah.
for whatever you made and haven't made. And that's the thing. Regardless of whether you tip or not,
Whatever it is that
whatever that
they
amount
have
says
for
that you
selling,
gotta give them, you gotta give them.
And you got to pay your bar back too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
If you
yeah,
don't
that's
make enough,
so
like,
that's tip
every-
pool. No matter what, you still have to pay. So if you make $5, you got to split that $5.
Right. And if
Sometimes
you make $5,
but sometimes it's not even off of your
you're supposed to
tip.
give 10, you gotta come off of your own pocket with $5.
yeah, sometimes they
Yeah,
end up
sometimes
owing the bar.
it's not even off of your tip. Sometimes it's off of the amount of food that you sold that was sold.
Oh
And
wow!
they go off a percentage of that. I remember that from when I was at Applebee's.
I see your face, JR. Do you have something else to say? You work back there with them? I'm just saying.
Nah,
Yeah,
I
and
don't.
like, and for me, because of my job,
At
I don't
our
get
bar-
my credit card tips.
You work at a
Only
bar?
thing we did was the bartender. They didn't put their tips together. Your tips is your tips, but they all had to get together collectively and tip the bar back because we might have had one or two, but you had like 3 bartenders. So they all tipped him because if it wasn't for him,
I forgot you used to work at the bar.
A long
if it
time
wasn't for
ago.
him, you wouldn't be able to get the liquor you need or the ice or things like that. So that's why you had to tip the bar back. Now the wait staff kept their own tips.
Yeah, on
That was
Friday
10
nights,
years ago, JR.
On the Friday nights, I have a bar back. She kind of does a little bit of everything, and I give her like doesn't matter what I make, what I've made that night. I give her between $50 and $60, regardless.
Yeah, see, but like I know like an our spot, like of course the bartender, the wait staff, they didn't make like the bartenders got $25 just for coming, and then whatever your tips is, and then the people in the kitchen they just made hourly money. We did, like $15, $10 like that. It wasn't like with them they got because they didn't never go out front. So when it's time to go home, they gone.
Right.
That's it. It
No,
wasn't
they're
like
not. You still got to clean the kitchen.
Was done before everything else. So when the kitchen cleaned up, they was gone.
Yeah, like that's how it's. I normally
the bartenders gotta wait, clean the whole bar up. They gotta wait till the last person finished drinking.
They're missing the damn bath water.
Yeah, I'm normally the last person to leave because our kitchen closes an hour before the bar closes. So
exactly.
I have so by the time they're finished, I'm just now getting to the point where I can start my stuff. And and their thing is like the way they have it set up at my spot is if it is a plate, if it's silverware, if it's anything the customer touches, that's on me. So I gotta wash all those dishes. I gotta, do like
between you and the bar back.
No, the bar back don't have to wash dishes. All she gotta do is bust the tables and make sure I got ice and stuff.
Jerry said something on Facebook.
Jerry said, "Have you ever seen the tip added to the check you received?" Yeah, sometimes you get a gratuity.
Yes,
that's usually if it's like a big party. You know what
I mean?
That's since you've been there, riddle me this, Batman. Why is it if I go out, it's 6 of us, but 4 of them are kids? How come I still get a gratuity added and it's fucking kids? It ain't all
because they're not really kids. Them grown ass adults.
I don't take them out now. I'm talking about when they was all kids.
Oh, I was about to say because not even that youngest one eat kid size portion.
None of them do, and this is why they don't go out with me now.
You said all them kids is great. I wouldn't grab kid if it was a bunch of kids. If you have 4 kids.
Let me tell you about Peyton. We went to the restaurant, me, Mona, and Shay and Peyton. This little girl said, I think I want to start with the chicken tenders, and then I think I want the fish sandwich. And I said, wait a minute, wait.
And nachos.
Yeah, and nachos. What are you doing?
You need a job.
Peyton said, listen.
You need a job.
I'm going to eat my fill. You hear me?
I said, wait till you finish the first piece. You might not be. And then she said, and I want the fried shrimp. Hold up, little girl.
Peyton said she want all of it.
Oh, she was balling.
Yeah, she thought we was balling.
Mona was there. Mona like the ball out of control.
Not no shooters. Sorry, Shooners. I love y'all.
Uh-oh.
You don't want to get banned.
All right, y'all. So we're going to this last one, and then we're going to wrap it up for the day.
All
right. Okay, so am I the asshole for refusing to go to a wedding 9 days after my due date?
9 days after what?
After her due date.
Nope.
For context,
we're going to go with
how and I have been invited to my uncle's wedding. Say what?
I said we're going to go how Dewan went. Based on the title, no. But let's hear the...
Let's hear about For context, my boyfriend and I have been invited to his uncle's wedding more than a year ago, before I was pregnant. We have only been together for 16 months, but we've been friends for a decade. So due to the pandemic, the only person I know from his family is his mother. Wait, what? That don't make no sense, but okay.
Oh my God, here you go with this not proofreading shit again.
There's a figure.
We just told you.
The wedding happens to only be 9 days after my due date, so I said from the beginning that I probably will not be able to attend. I will probably have my baby before, but he won't be more than 2 weeks old on the day of the wedding. I'm a new mother, and I'm not comfortable leaving my 2-week-old baby, even with my parents, and I'm also not comfortable bringing him to a wedding. 3 hours away from home with 100 strangers and their germs during a pandemic. I also don't know how things will go. Maybe I'll have a C-section or be hospitalized a couple days. There's no way to tell. And personally, I'm not sure I would like someone to bring a newborn to my wedding. So, I'm 38 weeks pregnant, and my mother-in-law told us that she paid for our dinner anyway, so if we feel differently then, we could go. I told her that it was nice of her, but I don't think that this is realistic, and exposed all of my arguments when she insisted. She told me that it's just not fair that my baby won't have the same access to his two sides of the family just because I don't want to go. To be clear, I wouldn't go either if the wedding was on my side. Like I said, I haven't met any of my boyfriend's family, not because I don't want to, but because nobody ever showed any interest in seeing us. We have been to a lot of gatherings and birthday parties in my family because we're close and they take the care to invite us. I don't think it's fair of my mother-in-law to make me feel like I'm wrong only because she won't be able to show off her brand new days-old grandson to her family right after he's born. There will be more occasions, and they can always come to see us at home if they want to.
I don't
Oh.
think she can. First off, after the pandemic ain't even over yet. No, I ain't taking.
Listen, bump the pandemic. At the end of the day, after having a child, there are a lot of different things that
And-
go on.
Right. And 2
I'm
weeks
on,
is not
I'm
enough.
on month 4, and I'm just starting to get over some stuff. So
And 2 weeks is not enough to prepare yourself to actually walk out and get fully dressed.
Come on,
You
suck it
half-ass
up.
bathing.
Suck it up. Come on.
if you don't shut up, Keely.
Who's the non-birther?
Right.
That your grandmother would say, "Oh, ain't nobody coming around here for 30 days. You ain't taking that baby outside nowhere."
Nah,
You weren't
ain't
supposed
no
to leave
way.
out the house, take the baby nowhere.
But
None
what
of that.
woman do you know is gonna want to go out after having a baby after 2 weeks?
Plus,
After
you can't fit any of your clothes yet.
I know
right,
one.
and you still got stuff coming from you, and you like this. I don't want to go nowhere. I feel horrible.
I know
I
one.
feel ugly. I feel
And you
bad.
tired,
Leave
the
me
one-
be.
baby, you
The
gotta
one
get
keep
up.
hollering, he know one.
I know
The
one
one
that
keep
did.
hollering, he
No.
know
I
one.
better pay attention
I
to
know one.
Rihanna.
I ain't gonna put her on blast, but I know one.
You can.
Nah, it ain't my wife. It ain't
Y'all
my
better
wife,
pay
but
attention to
You know
Rihanna.
one
that
See
did
how
what?
Rihanna doing it.
that days after having a baby, she was ready. Like, so where we going now? I'm like, yo, for real?
Oh.
She
I mean,
tripping.
but some people are like that. She
Yeah.
must have been young.
Nah, just
Early 20s now.
30,
Okay.
mid 30.
She was tripping.
Yeah, just
Well,
that.
I
I
mean,
mean, in
she-
my opinion,
she-
yeah, just
She was
just
all
trip.
right. I mean, I had natural both kids, so I wasn't like that, but I was also younger too.
I
What
had
you trying to say?
Yeah, a
Mom?
lot
Me
younger.
too.
nowhere.
No. No. I was 21 when
Me
I had
too.
my oldest, so
Me
right, but
too.
you wasn't all. I mean, a wedding is different because you got to get dressed. You know
And
what I
that's why I
mean? But
wouldn't
to
do
go
it.
out and do stuff, child, I was in the mall shopping.
Mhm.
I wouldn't have went nowhere.
But I would definitely not no wedding because you can't
all
fit in
mine
it.
was C-section, so I wasn't trying to do nothing.
Jackie, you don't go nowhere on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Pump
Let
your
me tell
brakes.
y'all something.
Pump your brakes.
Women in
Pump
slavery was
them.
dropping them loads and getting back out in those fields. Y'all better get it together. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I would never say that.
Mm.
But she
Everybody
just
I
have
don't
to
think
go
she was
with
an asshole though.
that's
she just said it.
forget about postpartum because that's serious too.
Yes,
Yeah.
postpartum is a real thing.
I don't like large crowds, so like anxiety would have got me. I'm like,
Right.
you know,
I just don't want to go. I just don't want to
So
go,
look,
ma'am. I don't
so
want to go
to me-
to the wedding.
To me,
I don't want to go.
even being the devil's advocate on this one, her going, she still would have been standoffish because she didn't want to be there. One, she didn't want to be around all those extra people, and her just
She gotta
having a
go
baby.
home to her baby.
Yeah, so So her showing up now, all of a sudden, his whole entire side of the family is not going to like her or going to feel some type of way because she wasn't, mingling with the crowd.
Yeah.
Either way it goes, she was at a negative. So
But then
just
I
like-
would have to ask though, like,
Nobody wants to go out when they can't give their best self.
I would have told my boyfriend or whatever, you go, but I ain't going nowhere. Now,
Listen, I'm not going. I don't want to go. I don't care that your mom is upset about seeing this baby that's been here 2 days. The baby just got here. He don't want to see you. I don't want to see you. I don't want to be around 50, 11 people. I don't know who none of these people are. We're staying home and we're watching Friends.
Friends, what the fuck?
Wait, this is a wedding, right? So
Yeah.
would you want the center of attention to be on the
On
bride
the
and
bride
groom,
and the
not
groom.
on
Right. Not
new
this
baby?
brand new baby.
Exactly. I like the
If
way
I
the
was the
one
bride,
think.
I would be mad as shit. I would be like, so you gonna bring this baby to my wedding?
I've been to weddings where they say they don't even want no kids there anyway.
nowadays, most couples don't want kids at their wedding because they take away from the bride and groom.
Yeah.
Right. It's a disruption.
So
Like if it's
did y'all
a kid
see?
that
I
had a
saw this
leaving
on
ceremony.
TikTok. I know I said we was going to end it in a minute, but we brought this up for weddings, and that's all on TikTok. There was this woman who I guess they sent out wedding invitations or the wedding invitations in the RSVP.
Oh, that stated no kids.
No, the RSVP came back. It was like the couple plus 21.
Damn.
21 age.
Plus 21 more people.
Oh wow.
Your invitation is
So
rescinded.
yeah, you should have just had your own party by yourself and just said happy. Sent us a video and said happy wedding.
Congratulations. It was the wedding planner, and the wedding planner was like, "Please don't do this, y'all." Like,
Hold on. What did they do now?
So they RSVP'd for the wedding, and rather than having like a +1, it was like a plus 21.
Oh, that's ridiculous. They must ain't have no friends.
Squad.
Because that's crazy. Wow.
They were like, we're going to bring 21 people. They're like, please don't bring, like, if I invite you to a wedding,
What?
You get one.
Wait a minute. So the person that was invited sent back their invitation saying she bringing 21 more people.
She bringing 21 extra people.
No, she would have been staying home with her little car.
Right. That's why I would have called and said, "Don't come."
Or I would have told her, I guess you about to pay half this fucking wedding, this dinner party.
Right.
That is feeding them and all that. Okay.
They could have came, but when they got there, I'm like, all y'all ain't getting in here.
That's right.
you
listen.
Right, you gonna have to have security.
This gonna be the Thunderdome. Only two of y'all can battle out to see who gonna get these 2 plates, because that's all you got.
Right. It'd be like Shantae's wedding.
Told them not to come at all. You know, your invitation is rescinded.
Oh, Jesus. Let's go. Want to put your hands on the ground and pray for some blood?
I'm going in my room.
For some heat.
Dapper, who the hell are you talking to?
Dion.
Oh, you over Jackie house.
Mom, go home.
Don't be over here trying to regulate things over here.
Go
home. Who got a fire going?
Your husband misses you.
He was here the other day.
Who's trying to cook?
I burned this
smoke detector.
He was just here the other day, him and Brandon.
When the last time you was at home?
Week before last. I'm going home Friday, but I'm coming back Monday or Tuesday.
You trying to get away from Uncle Chucky? I'm gonna tell him.
No, she's taking care of the kids.
Taking care of the kids.
I know.
Childcare is expensive. Look, that's it. Y'all want to talk about how expensive childcare is?
Yes,
I
Lord.
don't have no kids, but the stories I've heard is crazy.
Oh, I can tell you about it.
Having no children.
I can tell you about it.
Let me tell you.
Jason, we thought you was pregnant too, babe.
I have said that I was going to watch the kids until Jackie could find a daycare. Can't neither one of them find no daycare because their hours is crazy. One got to be.
You down Jackie's?
Jackie got to be at work at 1 o'clock in the morning, and and she working all day. Dion leaving at 5. He don't come home till 10. She come home at 12.
Oh, it sounds like somebody having an affair.
Shut up, Jay.
I can't stand it.
Affair hours. That's what that is.
Yeah, 1 a.m.
So you gotta do what you gotta do.
Oh,
You find out you having an affair?
Deborah, Dewan need a babysitter too.
Say what?
Dewan need a babysitter too.
All right.
All you gotta do.
That's what you just start you a child care business.
You know what? We and Jackie were talking about that.
Hey JR, Dion said how you figure out if we having an affair, just come work with us.
What?
Yeah.
What do you say?
Come to work with us. You got a day with each one of us.
No, I'm fine.
Yeah.
They don't have set times, so you can't. It's almost impossible.
That's
Well, I
not
mean, I
true.
appreciate
No,
you,
it's
you
true.
know,
They
raising the new
No, but if you
generation
weren't
and
in
all
the
that
area,
stuff.
they would have had
But
to
go,
get a
but
nanny.
Say what?
I said if you weren't in the area, they would have had to get a nanny.
they got a
Yeah.
nanny. What are you talking about?
It's actually
I
cheaper
said
though.
if she wasn't in the area.
That is the nanny.
You're not listening, dum dum.
Listen, you're thinking of plus and plus. You have to take one away. So if mommy was not here, I would have to get something like a nanny. That's what is being said.
I'm saying, and
Sometimes you
I'm
gotta break
saying,
things down and talk slow for you
Yeah,
to
I see.
understand.
and what I am saying
He's
is
saying
that
she is the nanny.
she
I'm
is the
saying
nanny.
I'm saying a nanny that is not Yaya. How about that?
This not free labor.
Go take your clothes off and
I
get a
said
shower.
she is Mary Poppins over there.
Is
A
what?
spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down.
Where's
All
Cece?
right.
Go ahead,
Cece
I ain't
didn't
know
know
I can sing like
yesterday.
that,
the
huh?
most delightful way.
I get. I don't know. I get. You know, she's trying to get ready to move.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Who getting
She
ready to
moving
move?
next week.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell
Oh,
y'all
it's
a good
next
place
week?
where we need to start going. We need to start going to Dewan house for cookouts. He the
Oh,
new cookout
Lord.
spot.
Oh
Okay.
my God.
He got an outside porch area. Yes, that's how I do. I've been in
Oh
his
my
house.
God.
He finally let me come.
You
Dewan, you
sound
messed up.
excited.
See, you ain't supposed to let him come show up.
You know we're gonna get the address, White. Just be prepared. We're gonna pop
Yeah.
up like that family did. Hey man.
Are we the
Okay.
asshole?
I don't care. That don't bother me.
Dewan gonna be like, get these niggas out of my house.
I will give you the address.
Hey,
That does
Dewan,
not
and
bother
we
me.
ain't tipping.
That's fine with me. I ain't looking for no tip. I ain't looking for no tip. Y'all can have the address. Ain't no problem.
What time was you coming home?
I'll get back to me.
All right, y'all. But that's gonna wrap up another episode of.
Hey,
The
Dewan, don't
Cousins.
hang up yet, neither. When it goes off, don't hang up.
All right.
You talking to me?
No,
You can
Dewan.
talk to Dewan.
What are you slow today?
Jason, that right there, I no attention.
He ain't out here now. Look at you.
You fussing with
Where's
them? or you
Siobhan when I
fussing-
need her?
Oh, because they don't want you to take that time off?
No, they don't want me taking.
She having a whole full-fledged conversation.
Double
She
mute
said, you
your
trying to
phone.
close.
He do this shit every week.
Every week. You do this. Every week.
This should look into the camera like this. Yeah,
Good
yeah,
night.
yeah.
Good night, Jerry. Your Uncle Jerry said good night.
We see her breath
Thank
coming
you
out the
guys for
camera.
another episode of The Cousins. Oh, as always, we are sponsored by Black Unicorn Magics. Don't forget to go to etsy.com/shops/Black Unicorn Magics for all your cosplay needs. And then if you're in the Kansas City area, we are also sponsored by Paul's Diner on Blue Ridge Boulevard in Kansas City. Make sure you go check
Paul's
that out. I
Diner?
had a burger from them the other day. It was delicious. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Go to KCAPC on your YouTube and check out all the good stuff we got coming up. We got a bunch of shows that are just starting out that are coming out in the next couple of weeks. It's going to be fantastic. Thank you guys so much for watching and good night.